All right. New Charlie video from 6 days ago, but I saw EDP on the cover, so I thought it could be a funny video to react to. Let's see what's going on.
I've sworn multiple
Although
times.
I thought EDP, not like in a mean way or anything that'll get me in trouble, but I thought he was gonna be dead by now just because his was it kidney?
So that I would stop talking
I didn't know
about
you're still doing
EDP
shit.
445. But just like most people's New Year's resolutions about going to the gym, I'm going to have to break it.
Not me. Well, it wasn't a New Year's
Every
resolution.
few
I
months
just
for the last couple of years, like
it.
clockwork, he will try and come back to the internet after his
fuck New Year's resolutions,
historic
man.
fall from grace after being caught in the now infamous cupcake sting operation that outed him as a predator.
I'm putting that back
He'll
in the
come
freezer.
back with an almost
shit's warm.
cartoonish development. He has been on this non-stop wild and wacky roller coaster of crazy goofy shit that he tries. He's this gift that just keeps on giving with the amount of unbelievable shit he tries, like an everlasting gobstopper of goofs. I've compared him to the box ghost from Danny Phantom, and I think that is just the most apt comparison. He's just this silly villain that keeps popping up every now and then just for people to laugh him off the face of the internet, but he'll always
He's
come
not
back
wrong.
as a cameo in later episodes. That's why we're talking about him again today, because it's that
He's like
time of
Buggy
the year
in
where
One Piece,
EDP
but
tries to make
Buggy's
a claim that he's innocent.
unironically a better
And
person.
this time, he's saying, actually, it was all acting. He was only pretending to be a pedophile. He was method acting as a child molester, as part of a movie production. I know that sounds unbelievable. That sounds like I just made that shit up in a game of Mad Libs, but I'm being serious. That is the angle he's trying. He posted an entire breakdown of his defense that this was all a setup. That
Why
it
didn't you
was
use that
supposed to
excuse
just
in the
be
video, though?
improv acting, but they published it as a real thing and it cost him his whole career. Now, before diving into the fanfic that EDP tries to craft here like he's working on a fucking Tumblr blog, I do want to make it
Who knew there
clear
could be a worse
that
method
even
actor
though
than
the
Jared
Cupcake
Leto?
Doomsday sting operation was the apocalypse that brought down the world of EDP, it's far from the only instance of him talking inappropriately and sexually with minors. This was just the only one where they actually caught him in video. You know, this was no longer just
4K.
blurry photos of Sasquatch or rumors. They finally had him on video.
I was talking to my dad about that
flirting
the other
with,
day.
and then even going to a physical
Fucking
location
Bigfoot.
to meet.
I was like, why the fuck? If okay, I don't disbelieve it or whatever, but I'm also not like a Sasquatch or whatever they fucking call themselves. But how the fuck is there not a single good picture? Like, it has been forever, bro. It has been forever. There's got to be at least one motherfucker that saw him up close and was like, I should probably get a picture of this. Or is it one of those things like the cure for cancer where if you get it, your CIA's got you? Like, is it one of those things like you get it, you're over before you can spread it to the world? I don't know.
Someone he believed to be a child. This followed
Joke, by the way,
sexually
CIA,
charged
it was
conversations as
obviously a
well
joke.
as
Like,
inappropriate
please don't get
pictures,
me.
including a picture of his poopy in a toilet, an actual shit pic.
That was
Make
rough.
sure to mention that anytime EDP's name comes up because god damn it, that shit is crazy. And following all that, he went to the physical location to meet someone he believed to be a kid, and said the reason he was there was actually because his belly was empty. His tummy was growling for a
He's
cupcake.
just gonna get a cupcake
Which
and
is
go
why
back
it became
home.
known as the cupcake incident. But this is just focusing on that video and not any of the other numerous claims and evidence about the way he talked to children and all of that. So let's take it from the top here in the timeline of events. He lays out all the lore, and it dates all the way back to 2019. So he's laying out the
Damn.
goddamn Silmarillion here, preceding the Lord of
Think
the
he's
Rings
the
events
thinker?
that take place later on. So in 2019,
Bro's out
he
there
flew
like
out
this.
to Philadelphia for the world premiere of Maybe Next Year, which he was featured in. I suppose this was his acting debut, and that's crucial knowledge here because
I
fast
didn't
forward.
even hear about that movie. What the fuck? And I'm like a cinephile. Not to be confused with what EDP is. A cinephile is just a guy that likes movies, man. Oh, it's a documentary. Oh, it's the Eagles. That's why he was in it. Got it. They
Or to
probably fucking regret that now.
2021, he received an email from Chet Goldstein, who was the person conducting the investigation on EDP at the time, and he's claiming that in 2021, Chet Goldstein reached out to him,
Yeah, I'm not gonna
letting
lie.
him know how impressed he was with
I'm
EDP's
not gonna believe anything
performance
this
in
man
that
says.
documentary, saying that he was impressed with his work from Maybe Next Year and wanted to give him a shot for a different part in a film that Chet Goldstein was working on at the time.
Okay, if that's
So
true, that's
he
so
drops
funny.
a receipt
I won't
here
lie.
of an email, And that basically just echoes that, saying, hey, you know, your work was fucking amazing. Can't believe you didn't win an Oscar. Would love to have you as part of this next production if you're willing to try out for it. You know, get back to me. EDP responds, ecstatic to take this role. This was really going to blow up his acting career. He confirms an address with him, that it's a Rite Aid location.
Can't you fake
meeting
emails,
at.
though?
Chet Goldstein says that, you know, their cameraman will meet them at the Rite Aid parking lot, and it's going to be a random scene that they're going to act out for 30 to 40 minutes to see if he's fit for filming. He says, the scene we may ask you to act out may seem a bit odd, and I may crack some jokes and be rude in certain parts of the shoot that may seem offensive to you, but keep in mind, we have a protocol of situations we
this
may throw at you
filmmaking
to
doesn't
see how
seem
you
very
respond
professional
and
for
act in helping us
movie.
determine if you're fit for the part. If selected for the part for the film we're shooting in Bakersville in October, we'll reach out in 7 to 14 business days from our meeting. Please message me back to confirm this date. So this is his bombshell, you know, shocking revelation plot twist moment where you see Chet Goldstein actually was just wanting me to act, you know, improv to make sure I was, you know, up to snuff here with the role that I'd be required to play for his production. I was under the impression this was all part of the acting. Which, even upon hearing this excuse, is one of the most unbelievable
That is so
things
crazy.
I've ever
What's up,
heard.
Spidey?
No, you remember that incident from 2 years ago. Keep in mind, he's just now posting this 2 years
Yeah,
later.
why would you wait
I'm guessing
this
this idea
long?
came to him in a dream recently to try this garbage. But, like, you know, why wait 2 years if this is all legitimate? But regardless, you know, all of that pedophile shit, no, that's just because I was a very good actor. I actually fooled all of you. It was acting.
If
But I'm
that's
really
true, he's a
upset
great
because, you know,
actor.
I was misled. I was instructed to improv. I had no idea this was going to be the result. But I know what you're thinking. Charles, he posted receipts. He posted emails right there. There's proof. There's evidence to support
Yeah,
these
but, like,
outrageous claims.
This looks like it was a word that was covered up.
Sometimes reality can be stranger than fiction. And to that I say, I do not like those green eggs and ham. I do not like them, Sam I am. These are fucking poorly photoshopped emails that he posts. He couldn't even Photoshop or crop it correctly. Look at Chet Goldstein's name. You can still see some of, like, the black flakes at the top where Chet Goldstein was pasted on top of whatever this email originally
They didn't
was.
fucking try.
And none of it's even centered in the first place. It doesn't even convincingly look like real emails. It is awful. It is terribly done. And to go even a step further, I can literally hear EDP's voice in
This
the
came
Chet
back from
Goldstein text
exercising?
here.
W.
He caps locked respond and act. As if that's supposed to drive the point home, like, no, look, it's real. This is super real because respond and act. Act. That's a key word. I'm going to have to capitalize that one so that way people know that this is key. It's blatantly fake. These aren't real emails. But you know what? I'm always willing to play ball and suspend disbelief. Let's assume that this is real somehow. And the odds of this being even remotely real are beyond minuscule.
Yeah.
Incalculably low odds, but let's assume they are. It still doesn't explain away all of his other repeated behavior with the way he talks to minors or anything like that. And it doesn't even explain away the video itself. There's nothing in there that even like gets corroborated with these emails he releases. Nothing checks out, even still.
We rewatch the video, we slow it down, you know, get like really key parts where you couldn't really understand what Chet was saying, and you actually hear like cut or action. You're like, wait a minute, he was telling the truth.
Itself and the claims he's making. He did an interview with like an AI, I guess. I don't really know, but he's doing this interview with like some kind of AI interviewer using some kind of like fucking voice modulator. And the way he explains it is even more silly.
He had his business card attached to the email.
Okay, and that was shortly after the movie, maybe next year or so. You put kind of 2 and 2 together, and everything aligned to this actually being an opportunity for you.
Correct, yes.
Okay, so
Why don't
Chet
you just get
emails you and
like a
tell
real
you to
person
meet
to
him
ask you
at the
these questions if
apartment
you wanted to
complex?
seem
I'm sorry,
real?
maybe I'm not understanding.
Well, again, you know, the original meetup spot was at the Rite Aid.
Do you think people
In
would
what
notice?
fucking solar system would someone be so stupid as to get a random email from someone claiming to be a movie producer who just reached out to you with a cold call saying, hey, your fucking performance in this documentary was superb, spectacular stuff. Come meet me at a Rite Aid where I'm going to have you play a child predator. Would you think that that's a good opportunity? So let's assume he didn't know he was going to be acting as a pedophile. The second that they start spitballing this improv at him, like, okay, so all of these chat logs with this child, you're a pedophile.
Yeah.
Why would he play along with it? What
He just really
opportunity
wanted the
did
part.
you think this
He just
was?
really wanted the
How
part.
would portraying a child molester be like this golden goose for you? You are already a successful YouTuber with millions of subscribers, but this was your ticket to the big time? You know, this
Hollywood's
role
a weird
you
place,
thought you were
man.
playing, like the role of method acting a fucking pedophile? That makes no sense. That is
In Hollywood, they don't even act,
inexplicably
so maybe that's what he was
ridiculous.
thinking.
You know what I mean? And then the camera guy, Javier, he actually walked me over to the apartment complex. So in the fucking email, it was just, you know, boom, right here at the Rite Aid. And then camera guy is the one who walked me over to the apartment complex. This is the first time I ever seen this fucking apartment complex. You know what I mean?
This does absolutely nothing to help proclaim
know,
his
man.
innocence here. If it was at the Rite Aid or the apartment complex, it doesn't fucking change anything. The clips he's showing, the Rite Aid only comes in the frame when EDP is leaving after they're talking about calling the cops and everything. That is when he is actually, like, making his grand getaway from this situation. He starts by going up to the apartment complex and then leaves going out by the Rite Aid.
Do you have any indication on what you're walking into?
Get this
what type
fucking
of scene
AI
you're gonna be
interviewer
acting
out of
out?
here,
He
bozo.
didn't tell me shit, basically. You know what I mean? He basically just said, hey, we got some chat logs here. We're going to improv this bitch. Go along with it. I'm just like, all right, cool. So, and then again, you know what I mean? It's like,
I don't
how
know,
the fuck
man.
was I supposed to know this was a goddamn, how the fuck was I supposed to know that this was a goddamn setup? Like, it's like,
Well, maybe because they
you know,
called you a pedophile.
you have fucking business cards. You have the official way.
Anyone can make a fucking business card.
Motherfuckers is emailing you and shit.
If you
It's
own a
like
printer,
anybody
you can
in
make
their
one.
right fucking mind would have thought that this was legit.
I speak for every single living, breathing human being on this planet in saying that nobody in their
No
right
one.
mind would have thought this is legit. At all. I will
so.
suspend disbelief yet again here to just toy around with this idea. Why the fuck would you even improv this kind of scene? Did you want
Exactly.
the role of a pedophile? Did you want that to be your
You thought he was gonna be in the
acting legacy?
Cuties sequel.
The follow-up to your magnum opus performance in maybe next year? You wanted to be the child predator? What sense does that fucking make? This is the dumbest defense ever. And he doesn't even do anything to, like, somehow explain away everything he says and does in the video itself. None of this explains any of it. And this fucking email screenshots are fake emails to begin with. The whole thing is so stupid. But it is laughable.
It's
that he
very
is actually
funny.
trying this with a straight face. Obviously, this is yet again another desperate attempt to prove that he's never been a child predator, even though there is overwhelming amounts of evidence, even outside of this big video that came from it. There is still so much evidence against him. And really, the only reason he never faced jail time is because the investigation was done
shitty
by YouTubers and
fucking-
not done in collaboration with law
Sting.
enforcement. So he was able to squeak away based on that, which is something that has happened a lot, unfortunately. So it's just it's crazy he's not even in jail, honestly, and he still keeps trying to come back to the internet even after all of this time and all of this shit.
Why
he
would
still keeps
why would
doing
you keep bringing
ridiculously
attention to
goofy
it? It's so
shit
crazy.
like what you just saw there with trying to say he's not a pedophile. He was only acting.
Great
Wild
actor.
stuff. I just wanted to give a little update here and share that. That's about it. See ya.
Yeah, that comment made a great point. Him talking to the fucking AI like it was a real interviewer is so funny, bro. That kind of made my day. That shit was funny. Shout out to Moist Critical and I don't want to say shout out to